Welcome back to the Ben Breakfast Show. Well, it's now time to join our lovely guest, Adetutus.
Well done.
Have I said it right?
Yes, you did.
You know what? If I can pronounce American names, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, yeah? Why can't I pronounce my own African names?
Exactly. You have done well.
I've done well, yeah?
You have done well,
okay,
yes.
I'll hold you to that. Pepper soup at your house.
With jollof rice.
With jollof rice. and eba. I like eba.
Eba.
Well, Tutu, I'm going to call you Tutu.
Okay.
You're here to talk about your outstanding album. That's why we've invited you here, because we've heard so much. You know, when Tommy and I do our research, you know, we make sure we don't invite just anybody. Okay, because we respect our lovely viewers. So we decided to invite you here to talk about your album. Tell us, what was your journey like? You know, producing this, you know, album that you'll be launching next week on Saturday in Bexley-Heath.
Yes. It's been a very tough journey. I started this year. Well, I've always been singing in the church. I'm part of the choir. And then I knew that, you know, this would come someday, but I just didn't know when the time would be. And then one way or the other, I got in touch with, well, my producer and he's Chris Olumide Adu, and then he just sent a message to myself and some other people. He said, oh, I'm producing, I need someone, you know, who can sing. And I said, okay, yes, I'm available. So, and then we started in February, and he said, you have to write your songs. I said to myself, I have never done this. I don't think I can do this. And he said, no. You have to pray about it. It's somewhere in there. As long as you're ready to bring it out, you know, it will always come out naturally. And it just happened. And I just did the first song. And I said to myself, wow. So it's actually in there. Yeah, and that was how we started. So I started with the first song, and then did up to like 9 tracks. And then we were ready.
9 tracks?
9 tracks. But
I was going to ask, how did you actually meet Chris? I would like to know how artists meet producers. Is it at a party where they're serving, you know, they chef dishes, you know? Well, how did you meet this producer?
Well, I have known Chris from when I was in Nigeria in my university days. That was way back in 1999. And then we met again in London in 2015. I went to his church and I was like, oh, okay, you're here. And then from there, we became friends again with some of my other friends. And we've been on social media. And then it was on, you know, on Facebook.
But hang on, I know you know so many producers, but why Chris?
Well, Chris is someone who just looks at you and he says, oh, I believe in you. You've got that thing inside. Even when you don't think you have it inside, he will let you know, you have this thing inside. I will work with you to bring that gold out, you know, from the inside of you. He's been very patient. There are times when I have done some wrong things and he just corrects me in love and patiently. And he tells me, this is not how to do it. This is how to go about it. And it's just been a very wonderful person. He's been like, I call him a mother hen, not father hen. He's been very patient. He's been he's always been there, you know, teaching me the right things. And then it's just been a very good mentor.
Yeah, so when we're discussing, you said you wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
How did you write? How do people write songs?
Exactly.
Like, do you like get into that place, that writing place? Anyway, we write to Chinade, but you know, we write a song,
I wanted to write a song
it's different. We write about news, we write articles. It's easy because we already have things happening and we can write it down. But to write a song, you have to like be in the... Please explain.
Well, the first song I wrote, I was with Chris that day, and I said, okay, this is what we will do. I will play a chord, on the keyboard, and then just let it flow. And then he played the first chord, and I just thought about it, and then the first line came, and when the first line came, the second line came, and then I was like, okay, so this is how it happens. And at times when I'm walking, maybe when I'm going to work, and I might just look at a shop, and I just see something like top, and then something just comes to my mind, and then I just go, oh, and then from there, okay. And then I just record it. And then I might just be sitting down, probably maybe eating or doing something. And then just something just comes to my mind again. Okay. Wow. And then with the I just join it together. Look for the lyrics according to what's happening around me. If I'm feeling thankful, if I'm going through a lot, and then I just feel, oh, God is giving me strength. So from the some words just come, the lyrics come, and then it just becomes a verse, and then you get the chorus, and then you get the bridge, and then everything comes together.
So it's more like everything around you,
everything around me,
you're going through, just how you feel at that time. And it might just be you walking on the street and just seeing a store, and it just like, when you think about the store, when you think about yellow.
That's it. And then something bright, and then you want to sing about, oh, God has been so good. And then you remember the days when, you know, the low beginnings and how God has brought you to this level. And then it just comes. It just comes. It just comes. It just comes.
How difficult, our brother say, you've written 9 tracks. Among those 9 tracks, I'm sure you've had one track that's been difficult to come up with.
Yes.
So which is that track? Share with us.
Well, I haven't produced it yet, so I've just told Chris, you know, this one is still it's kind of tough, because both of us have not really decided how it will go, but I have the lyrics already. It's a song of repentance, but I'm leaving it for the next project, because we haven't really concluded on it. I want to bring a style into it where it will just be all one solo, no backups, and I'm like, okay, should I add a full orchestra to it? We need to change some notes here, but we haven't really concluded, and I said, okay, let's just leave it. It's going to be a big one, and then we'll leave it to, like, you know, for the next project.
So that didn't make it to this album?
No, I purposely left it. I said, no, we'll leave it to the next one.
So now, the name of the album is God Showed Up.
Yes, God Showed Up.
I'm sure, obviously, from the way you told us you write, it's about things you feel and, you know, things you go through or just things you see. So personally, it's just anything around you.
Yeah.
So the God Showed Up, what made you choose that title?
Okay, I would say sometime this year has been a bit rough for me from the beginning. At some point I was really stressed because, you know, with work, and then I'm doing a course in anti-money laundering. The stress was so much, and then I was just going through a lot of stress at that point. So when this album started, you know, I didn't have like a title for it. But then along the line, and then I fell ill again, and Chris was like, what's happening? Are we sure we're going to do this? And then I had to, you know, I just had to hold myself together, and I said, God, you need to help me. This is the time that I will do this. I need your strength. I cannot do this on my own. I am your child. I need strength. I need grace. And along the line, things just started, you know, falling into place. I was able to do my first assignment easily. I submitted when I didn't know I would submit, and things just, you know, came on easily. The songs even came on easily, because I said to myself, I don't know how to write songs, but then they just came easily, and then things just started falling into place. I went to the studio when I didn't think I would go to the studio, and then with the backup, I know my backup singers, I asked them, oh, would you like to join me? And they did not hesitate. I said, God, you have really shown up. This is God. This is grace from God. So it's just because things have just fallen into place. I said, we're going to title it God Showed Up, because God has showed up. Even with the album launch, with the preparations, things have been so, not easy, but they have been possible. And they've been so good. People have been helping, and it's just been wonderful all through. So that's why we named it God Showed Up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So the album, Chinadi, I know you want to say something.
Well, no, I was going to let you continue, but since you've actually told
Giving
me,
it to
let
you.
me just come in.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you have obviously sampled some of your songs already to DJs, but you call testers, I think.
Testers.
Yeah, how's the response been from people that have, tested,
Yes, the studio manager, he has done that, and the feedback that I get is because we haven't put everything together, but it's still testing, and it's been like, people are like, are you sure these songs are original? That they haven't heard things like this before, that with other songs that they've heard, they may have heard maybe like a line from another musician,
yes,
and then you join it together. But this one is new, and I'm like, yes, tell them it's all original by Adetutus. So they're like, this is really, really good. And the feedback that I also get is they're really impressed, because it's a compilation of different kinds of genres of music. I've got worship there, I've got African praise, I've got contemporary praise, and then I've got reggae. So it's not just, because I'm African, everything is all African praise. And then I've got a song that's got Yoruba language and Igbo, and they're like, oh, you don't speak Igbo, how did you do it? So that's the response that the feedback I've been getting, and it's really made me proud.
Wow, God showed up.
Yes.
So what will you say? What message are you trying? Because obviously, I know, obviously you can sing. Now you're a writer, you're a songwriter, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
And now, obviously, before you decided to say, let me write, I'm sure there was something like, this album, I'm bringing it out because I'm writing this song because I'm trying to pass this kind of message to people. So what's that message?
Okay, the message is, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling down, you have to get a beautiful thing out of it. It's like when people say, when life throws limes at you, you turn it into lemonade.
Yeah.
You turn it into a high-class lemonade, not just lemonade. So when
Organic
you're feeling,
lemonade.
that's it, that is it, And there's this person that I'm mentoring at the moment who's going through a depression, and I'm telling him, when you're depressed, out of that depression, look for that thing that you can do that can bring you out of it. Which is what I did when I was going through a lot of stress. So my message to people is, there is always that beautiful spot in you. There is always that thing in you that is your talent, something that you can do. So when you just believe in yourself, you can always bring it out. There's always that goal that you yourself would not have known that you ever had it in the first place. And then mix with the right set of people who I call enablers, people who see you and say, oh, Tommy, yes, you're wearing a wine dress, but I see that the wine dress can be red. Those are the people who know that, yes, we can bring something beautiful out of you, people who will enable you to get to the higher heights, people who will enable you to see the good in you, to see the beauty in you, and, and also help you to turn every stone into a building. So believe in yourself, and then just work on it, and then the sky is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So
this wonderful album, where can we get it?
Yes, we will be launching it on the 19th of August next week, and then it will be available on iTunes, on Amazon, on Google Music, on so many sites.
None of them,
yes.
Spotify.
Yes, all of them.
Where exactly is the launch?
Yes, the launch will be taking place at Townley Grammar School at Bexley Heath. That's on Townley Road, and the postcode is DA67AB. And that will be next week, Saturday, the 19th of August, starting from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you know what? It will also be my birthday on that day. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
I'm going to say that
Nice.
Tommy will definitely attend with a new outfit. Tommy will dress
Definitely,
up.
of course, I know.
I love Tommy for that.
She's going to dress with you.
I know. But then, the viewers that are watching right now at home, I'm sure they're more interested in what other attractions do we have, on the launch?
Yes. The launch, like I say, is not the normal album launches that we're used to. With the normal album launches, we do it in the church or a hall. We have the seats all, that way. But this one, we're doing it like a kind of concert and like a dinner. So there's going to be a buffet style.
Oh, yeah, I love eating.
yeah, there's going to be a buffet style dinner, and then we're having round tables. We're getting guests seated on round the tables. We have other people coming to minister. I've got someone who's going to do the sax. I've got someone else, Bola Afola, who's coming to minister, and then I've got some young people who will do a kind of dance. So we don't want just song. We're going to have a kind of, dance choreography by children. And I've got someone, Ogo, who's going to do a jazz. She's good in jazz. So it will be, all kinds. And then I will come in, and then we do the album launch. We have the birthday celebration because it's my birthday on that day.
Well done.
And then with the red carpet. So it's not just the normal album launch. It's a constellation of so many activities.
You've been so very creative. But what about on the door, what they say, damage in our community? What's the damage on the door? Or is it you walk in as you walk?
Well, we're selling tickets, and the tickets are available on Eventbrite. And on the Eventbrite, just look for God Showed Up -album launch. It's God Showed Up -album launch. People have been getting the tickets, and right now the VIP tickets are no longer on sale.
And we need the
sold out.
We want the VIP.
It's sold out.
Is more,
because with VIP,
the food is different.
You see, there is what you call VIPs here, and then here there is very important people, and then at the end there's people.
Well, what we have done is because we categories.
That's how it is. VIP is here, people. Important people.
Everyone is important. Everyone is important, I tell you. Everyone is important. But what we have done is we have categorized the tickets into the regular, the silver, and then the VIP. And then the regular goes for £10. The silver is £20, and then the VIP is £30. What makes it different is the way refreshments and the meal will be served, and then the kind of souvenir, because you will also go with Adetutus souvenir, either the T-shirt or the jotters, or what you get depends on the kind of tickets that you buy.
We need to be there.
Well, to be there, but I'm also very intrigued to know a little bit away from music. I mean, firstly, on the music scene, how did you start singing? I mean, everyone has a little story. I mean, I used to be the spokesperson in our house. That's how I became a TV presenter. So, I mean, tell us your journey. I mean, how did you start singing?
Well, right from when I was young, from secondary school, I used to, just no more singing. And they'll say, oh, Tutu, you know how to sing. Adetutus, you know how to sing. But even when I was growing up, I just used to, when, in those days when you're cooking, when you're doing stuff, and then you're singing, and then people used to call me, oh, Shadi Adu. And someone used to call me, oh, Celine Dion, And then, though I never really I didn't join the choir in Nigeria because I just thought, maybe the choir is not meant for me. I just know how to sing. Just sing and then just praise God the way I know how to praise Him. And then I came to London in 2009. And then the church where I attend now, the first day I went into the church, it's Redeemed Christian Church of God, Great Beauty Tabernacle in Catford. The pastor saw me and said, you're going to be a minister of God in singing. And in my mind, I said, come on, what does this woman, her name is Pastor Layo Afuakpe. And I said, no, right from Nigeria, I've been an usher. I'm very good when it comes to ushering. I know how to organize things. People sit here, don't talk, and things like that. With singing, no way, please don't even drag me into this. And then in 2010, she just told me, you have to join the choir. I see it in you. This is what you will do. And I said, okay, I'll respect you, and then I'll do it. And then I joined the choir, and I found out, okay, this is actually what I can do. And then I started training myself, getting to know more about notes, and then training myself to sing other parts, not just soprano, singing tenor and alto. And I said to myself, okay, if you can sing the 3 parts, that means this pastor must have been right. And initially, I never thought about an album. It was never in my mind. And then along the line, I guess I started thinking about it.
Is this your first album?
This is my first, the very first. This is my first. But although I've been going to other places
what
to
it is that sometimes you need somebody to actually bring you out
of that
comfort zone. Like you can do that thing. You might know you have it, but you need that person.
It's that box. What do they say?
Your comfort zone, right?
Come out of that box.
Yeah, I came out of that box.
No, I say don't come out of that box. Just throw away the whole box. You just have to throw it away.
And then you take the box and then you throw it away.
Yeah,
and I thank God for Chris Olumide Adu for sending that message in January. Probably, maybe I wouldn't have had this opportunity. I may just have been there waiting for the right time.
But before music, well, that's why I'm more interested. What were you doing before music? Were you just working?
I'm still working. Of course, I'm still working.
What other things were you doing before music? Did you lose track one time and just thought, I remember I had an ambition from a young age to be a journalist. But then at one point I lost, not my focus, but I just thought, as Tommy's saying, you know what, I just want to end the pounds.
Well, right from when I was young, going into music professionally was not something that I ever thought about, because as the first child, my father has always been, oh, as my first child, you have to work with a bank, you have to be, you know, all these top people, you know, the way Abike Dabiri is on TV, I want to see you in suits. So that has always been in my head, because I was working with a bank in Nigeria, and then I got here, went into financial services, and then that has always been, yes, you work in a place like the city, Canary Wharf, you wear your suits, and then music was not part of it at all. Yes, I've always been singing, just as a hobby, but not going into it fully.
I really like that. Sorry to cut you short, but then there are parents out there that are watching this morning, and their kids are so talented, but then they've got the same kind of perception that I want my child to be a lawyer.
To do this, yeah.
What would you say to them?
Well, what I would say is, don't force your child into doing what they don't want to do. You can encourage. Now, my father didn't force me, but it just made me fall in love with this idea of wearing a skirt suit or a trouser suit and, you know, working in a bank with a briefcase, working with a bank and things like that. And gradually, my mentality got shaped into that. But deep down, I just knew, I like singing, you know, but I just thought, okay, just do it on the side.
Yeah.
And then until it finally came this year. Unfortunately, my dad is late now. And I still think about him. And I wish daddy were here to see that, okay, you can actually still have that life of the skirt suit and trouser suit and then still do it, the music at the same time. So if your child or if your children want to do something else, probably sports, that's fine. Because my daughter says, oh, mommy, I want to start baking cakes. And I'm, okay, no problem.
I'll get you
that's what you want to do. She does it right now. As long as you still get educated, no matter what you want to do, if you want to go, because she watches this Bake Off. And then she's like, no problem. If you want to bake, you might, you know, you never can tell. So I encourage her. She does the baking. She watches YouTube, how to bake Princess Butterver cake, and then she does it at home, but then still read your books, still do your mathematics and everything. So we're not taking her out of education like, you know, we parents do. But then with the dream that she has, we're encouraging her.
True.
So that's what I would tell
so
parents.
Encourage. Don't
take them out completely and say, no, why would you want to be an actress? Why would you want to be a model? Because when I told my father I want to start modeling, my father said, no. How come my first child be doing that thing on the wrong way?
I know, it's just a typical African.
What do you think leads to that? Is it because of, you know, when you're out and about, I meet these Africans, Nigerians, Jamaicans, Zambians, Zimbabweans. They say, oh, no, it's because of oppression, colonization, we'll colonize. That's how our parents think like that. Would you agree to that?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I just guess it's the culture. I don't know.
I think it's
the culture. It's just the culture
something
and how
about,
we grew up.
And I think it's changing now.
It is changing.
Lately, people are beginning to appreciate entertainment, more creative arts, you know, music. Like, people even actually want their child to be footballers. I've seen parents say that now. I've seen parents going to football on Saturdays, training their child to be a footballer. I've seen people taking their kids to theaters, you know, and modeling, they really want it because you get more money now.
And then at the end of the day, we're looking for a happy child that will go into a happy adult, and then will become fulfilled. So,
okay, time up with us. You know, another question we've got here, topic, you know, we really like how you're responding, you know.
Yeah, we're talking about this today, and obviously we're not talking about it. Came out on the dailies and it's on the Metro about a man, obviously, that was beaten. He beat his wife to death and took his own life. And we're talking about issues of domestic violence. And, you know, the kids were there. The first child was just 7 years old. And we're just thinking, you know, that kind of sight is not good for kids. So what's your opinion about people in abusive relationship, both men and women? Because when we're
beating, you know, like, you know, my TV wife, I'll not beat her. I'll not beat her at all. But then, you know, if she gives me those romantic slaps, you know, the little ones, I don't mind. Okay, so
I get it.
Oh yeah, you know those ones. You know, there's little. There's what you call romantic domestic violence.
Romantic domestic. Domestic violence is domestic violence.
All right. Okay, but as Tommy says, what's your opinion on that?
Number one, I'm a Christian, and I know the Bible says, you know, for any reason, a woman should not leave her husband, and then divorce is not good. But when it comes to domestic violence, it's a no-no for me. Forget it. It's a no-no. Because at the end of the day, who goes to the hospital? It's the victim. We've seen cases where the person dies at the end of the day. Because I believe it starts with, oh, I'm angry today, and then I hit you on the face. And then from hitting on the face, I might I just don't, I'm not in for that at all. I don't advise or recommend that anyone stays in that relationship. If it's getting violent, if it's getting abusive, and then you have children there, the children see all these things.
Yes, that's
I
what
would
happened.
recommend, yes, if you want to pray for the person, retreat.
That's what I said.
Jesus retreated to pray. You may retreat. If you want to go to your in-laws' place, that is fine, because that gives you that mentality that you're still Mrs. This or whatever, that you're not leaving the husband completely. You're retreating for him to seek help. Because when someone resorts to violence to sort an issue, I think there is a problem there. Because there's this psychology book that I read somewhere that when someone is violent, it might be that he had a troubled childhood, and then it's a kind of inbuilt anger that is just coming out, and then that needs to be dealt with. Because if I'm in that kind of relationship, he kills me one day, who's going to be the mother of the children? So I would recommend, retreat, pray for him, get counselors who will help him, his family members, bring everyone in there. And if it's the woman, if it's the man, okay, if the house belongs to the man, where will he retreat to? But then the percentage of men beating women is higher than women beating men, because men are naturally stronger. So it's
but again, another question I'd like to hear from you, and probably share with the viewers is we're discussing with Tommy when we're looking at the front pages of the papers, that sometimes you find that you get married to somebody, and the in-laws maybe have a low opinion of you because you're not educated, and then your mother tells you, I don't like your rich husband because he shows off with his money, he's a snob.
Okay.
And then your friends also tell you, we don't want this man, he's got no respect for you. And then you get abused in that marriage or relationship. So you are so ashamed to turn up to your in-laws or parents because they all warned you. Your in-laws don't want to know anything about you, your mother. So what would you advise if somebody's going through that?
Well, I would say no matter what, your family will always remain your family, no matter what you have done.
So take away your pride.
Take away. Besides, with family, there shouldn't be any pride.
But sometimes people have that, I don't want to look wrong, because they had warned me. I told them, listen, just because you're divorced, leave me alone.
No, that's where they always said a mother's love is always everlasting. Yes. No matter what your mother must have said, probably mother has said, oh, don't get married to that guy, he's this, he's that, and then something goes bad along the line. You can always go back to your family. There is no way.
She will say, I told you, but guess
they might say, oh, you see, I told you, but then you are still their child. Your siblings are still your siblings. Blood, they say, is thicker than water. Even your friends that are your friends, because they are friends and they are friends. Your friends that are your friends will still pick you up from where you are, and the support will always still be there. So I would say, if, for anyone in that kind of situation, for me, there shouldn't be anything called pride, because this is family. Family is different from friends. Yeah. You can always go back to your family, because they are the ones who will, shoulder you back. They are the ones who will pick you up. They are the ones who will, pat you, and then the pain goes away.
Adetutus, there is also love in this world, I beg. Yeah. There is love, and I'm sure it does exist, right, in this world. What about if somebody is in love? They look at this person that, listen, if loving you is illegal, I'll remain a prisoner for the rest of my life.
So they use those lyrics, right?
Oh yeah, I used to use them. I used to use this one to say, if your beauty was a garden, I'll
swim in the garden, I'll run in the garden, and things like that.
Or if you're maize, or if you're a yam, I'll plant my whole garden with yam. Okay, so you're in love like that. You feel in love like that. You feel this person there's no other man, there's no other woman. What would you advise those kind of people? Like, they're still abusing you, but you love them.
Well, I believe love is mature. Love should be mature. Love, according to when we read 1 Corinthians 13 and we see everything about love, if someone really loves me or I love the person, people always say that when you love someone, you don't see the dark sides of the person. I don't believe so.
I see.
You will see it. You will. Yeah. What you will do with the mature love is help that person to overcome those flaws. True. So when this person is really abusing you and the woman says, oh, I love him, I can't leave. For me, it's not love. You're scared of leaving. Probably he's the breadwinner. Probably he's the one paying for all the bills. Is the one paying all the bills. Is the one to and the woman feels insecure. She feels, oh, when I leave this place, who's gonna do this? I don't have a job. I don't have a prospect of getting a job. I am not educated. I'm not this. I'm not that. Is that fair? For me, it is not love. Because love is mature. No, it is not love. Because how can... Yes, I beg.
Let's go back to the lunch. All right? Let's go back to the lunch. Okay, the lunch is this.
Next week, Saturday.
Next week,
Saturday. So we have 1 week and 4 days.
4 days to go.
The countdown continues.
So please, if you want to get the ticket, it's on Eventbrite.
God showed up album launch.
Yes, you've heard it from Tutu. Please go there.
Give us a sample. Well, I love your voice. You know, you're singing for
us. To give you something. She will sing for us.
I'll sing for you on that day.
No, she will do something here.
Okay, I'm going to just do something very short. Okay. I'll just take like 4 lines from one of the tracks.
Okay.
You make a way. You open doors. You wipe all tears. You fill with lots of joy. You make a way.
Wow, good people's here.
Outstanding.
Good people's here.
Yes, so we'll get more on that day. So when the CD's out.
I love that voice. You know what? If I'm always taking my time in the shower before coming for the breakfast show. If I was listening to that track, I think I'd stay in the shower.
You just stay there and
you won't come to
you won't come here.
That's a wonderful voice. So please, everyone, try and get the tickets on Eventbrite and make sure, let's support Tutu at the album launch. And also, it's going to be on iTunes, Spotify, all the Google Play, and all the music apps. But we'll update you on that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
really
very
appreciate.
much.
And thank you for being part of our wonderful discussion. Thank you so much.
You got me there. You got me there.
Enjoyed it.
So still on the Ben Breakfast Show. We're going to short break now. When we return, the Ben Breakfast Show continues. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.